The history of the submarine spans the entire history of human endeavor, as mankind has since early civilization sought to explore and travel under the sea. The early attempts to dive under the water surface, such as those by Alexander the Great, were rudimentary. Although there were various plans for submersibles or submarines during the Middle Ages, the Englishman William Bourne designed a prototype submarine in 1578. This was to be a completely enclosed boat that could be submerged and rowed beneath the surface. It was to be submerged by using hand-operated wooden screw-thread adjustable plungers pressing against flexible leather bags located at the sides to increase or decrease the volume of water to adjust the buoyancy of the craft. Cornelius van Drebbel, a Dutchman in the service of James I of England, designed and built the first successful submarine in 1620. Drebbel's submarine was propelled by oars. On 18 October 1690, his son Constantin Huygens Jr. commented in his diary on how Drebbel was able to measure the depth to which his boat had descended utilizing a quicksilver barometer. In order to solve the problem of the absence of oxygen, Drebbel was able to create oxygen out of saltpeter to refresh the air in his submarine. An indication of this can be found in Drebbel's own work. Between 1690 and 1692, the French physicist Denis Papin designed and built two submarines. The first design was a strong and heavy metallic square box, equipped with an efficient pump that pumped air into the hull to raise the inner pressure. When the air pressure reached the required level, holes were opened to let in some water. This first machine was destroyed by accident. In 1747, Nathaniel Symonds patented and built the first known working example of the use of a ballast tank for submersion. The first American military submarine was Turtle in 1776, a hand-powered egg-shaped device designed by the American David Bushnell to accommodate a single man. It was the first submarine capable of independent underwater operation and movement, and the first to use screws for propulsion. In 1800, the French Navy built a human-powered submarine designed by Robert Fulton, the Nautilus. It also had a sail for use on the surface, and so exhibited the first known use of dual propulsion on a submarine. In 1834, the Russian Army General Karl Andreevich Schilder demonstrated the first rocket-equipped submarine to Emperor Nicholas I. In 1851, a Bavarian artillery corporal, Wilhelm Bauer, took a submarine designed by him called the Brandtacher to sea in Kiel Harbor. Built by August Haualt and powered by a treadwheel, Brandtacher sank, but the crew of 3 managed to escape. During the American Civil War, both sides made use of submarines. Examples were the Alligator for the Union and the Hunley for the Confederacy. The Hunley was the first submarine to successfully attack and sink an opposing warship. In 1863, the Submarine Explorer was built by the German-American engineer Julius H. Krohal and featured a pressurized work chamber for the crew to exit and enter underwater. This prefigured modern diving arrangements such as the lockout dive chamber, though the problems of decompression sickness were not well understood at the time. The Chilean government commissioned the Flatch in 1865 during the Chincha Islands War when Chile and Peru fought against Spain. Built by the German engineer Karl Flatch, the submarine sank during tests in Valparaiso Bay on May 3, 1866, with the entire 11-man crew. During the War of the Pacific in 1879, the Peruvian government commissioned and built a submarine, the Toro Submarino, designed by the Peruvian engineer Federico Blum and built in Paita, Peru. The first submarine that did not rely on human power for propulsion was the French Navy submarine Plongeur, launched in 1863 and equipped with a reciprocating engine using compressed air from 23 tanks at 180 psi. The first air-independent and combustion-powered submarine was the Ictinio II, designed by the Spanish engineer Narcís Montreal. The Whitehead torpedo was the first such weapon and was designed in 1866 by British engineer Robert Whitehead. In 1878, Garrett built a 14-foot-long hand-cranked submarine of about 4.5 tons, which he named the Resurgam. The first such boat was the Nordenfeldt 1, a 56-ton, 19.5 meters vessel similar to Garrett's ill-fated Resurgam with a range of 240 kilometers. Armed with a single torpedo in 1885. Like Resurgam, Nordenfeldt 1 operated on the surface by steam, then shut down its engine to dive. While submerged, the submarine released pressure generated when the engine was running on the surface to provide propulsion for some distance underwater. Greece, fearful of the return of the Ottomans, purchased it. Nordenfeldt commissioned the Barrow shipyard in England in 1886 to build Nordenfeldt II and Nordenfeldt III in 1887. Nowadays, electric and nuclear submarines have dominated the sea, with new and modern technological advancements seen day by day. That's all for today. See you in another video.